Hey Queendom crew, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you can join this amazing Queendom right here. Okay, so today I'm giving you guys a story time on how I snatched someone's wig right off their head. So if you want to know more, make sure you keep watching. So I stopped doing story times on my channel a while ago because I just wanted to focus more on hair. Now that my channel has grown, I really want to share more of my personal life with you guys. I want you guys to get to know my personality a little better, and I want to get to know you guys as well. So what better way than to tell you some of my life experiences. I really love and appreciate all of my subscribers in this Queendom crew. Y'all are lit. So let's go ahead and get started with the story time. Story time takes place when I was around like 10 or 11 or 12. I was really young, but I can't remember exactly how old I was. I just know I was super young. So I'm telling the story right off the top of my head, guys. This is like so long ago, but I just need you guys to bear with me because it may be a little all over the place, but I'm gonna try my best to keep it in chronological order. I was on family vacation with my family, and I was staying with my aunt, and my aunt lived in like a completely different state, completely different area. So it was like really exciting when we go on these family vacations to visit my aunt and her family. And it was also exciting for me because my older cousins lived there and I didn't get to see them a lot. So when I went on these family vacations, it was like super exciting because I got to hang with my older cousins that I didn't get to see a lot of the time. We went on the family vacation. We had been there for a minute, and there was one specific place that I really loved to go, and that was their community pool. So the community pool was like a lot of military people and their wives and children. So it was a lot of people, kids my age, and it was just a lit spot. Like it was just like a cool spot to go, and plus it's summertime and I love to swim. So every time I go, I'm like looking forward to going swimming because where I lived at, we didn't have a pool like that. So it was just like something I was always excited to do. And my cousins already knew like when she comes, she's gonna want to go swimming because every time I went, we went swimming. I get to my aunt's house, we've been there for a while, and I asked my cousin, of course, can we go swimming? My cousin's older than me. She's like, at that time, she was like a couple years post high school, I think. Yeah, so she was a lot older than me, but she would always take me places and we'd have a good time when I came to visit, even though it was like an age gap. And I asked my cousin to take me to the pool, and she said yes, and I was literally just waiting on her to get off of work so we could plan a day to go. My cousin was like, okay, I'm gonna pick you up after work, yada yada, be ready, blah blah blah. My cousin had a younger son, and he was also gonna go with us, and so I was excited also because it's like my little baby cousin. You know when you're a kid and then you have like younger cousins or siblings and they're like babies, and you know you want to like spend time with them and do baby stuff. Yeah, so I was excited. I was like really excited. I'm waiting all day like, oh my gosh, I'm going swimming. I'm excited, waiting for my cousin to get off work, right? So my cousin gets off work. She picks me up and she's like, let's go. You know, I'm excited. Now this pool, I told you, has like a lot of people there, like community, military, kids, blah blah. So it's a really big pool, and it's got like water slides and stuff like that. When you get there, it's like not like the normal pool. It's like top flight security. Like you have to check in, you have to sign names, you have to show IDs, you have to get a locker, you have to pay. It's just like a long process. So I knew off the bat because I had been a couple times before, like, you know, you're gonna have to wait a minute to get in. So you know when you go somewhere and you're like anticipating something, you just like, I know I have to wait, so let me just chill. Flashback, my cousin picks me up and I'm excited. I get in the car and she's like, hey, my friend's gonna come with us, so we're gonna go pick her up. I just happen to be going somewhere, you feel me? So I was like, okay, cool, whatever, let's go. I'm ready to go swim. We go and pick up her friend. She didn't live that far from where we was at, so it wasn't like we had to drive super far. So I was like, okay, whatever. Pick up her friend, and the first thing I think is what bothered me was like strike one. Okay, let me just tell you about me as a child. Me as a child, I just thank God for Jesus. I have come a long way, hunty. Okay, me as a child, I had low patience for people, low tolerance for people, and that's why I literally stayed in my bubble because I would get aggravated so quick, and I did not like to get in trouble, so I would try not to pop off on people, so I would just disappear. Like, people would be like, where's I'm gone. If I continue to be aggravated and center, I'm gonna say something rude and you're not gonna like it. I was the type of person, I try to like keep my self-control together, but of course it didn't always work. And this is one of those instances where, yeah, we go and pick up her friend, and the first strike for me was, I remember like the friend wasn't ready, so we had to like wait. The area that we was in was freaking hot, okay, like hot, like way hotter than where I live. So it was like super hot. I'm not used to this temperature. We're waiting in the car, and I remember just like waiting, like, sis, what are you doing? Like, I was ready to go, and when I'm ready to do something, like, I'm like, let's go. Like, so I was already a little aggravated because we had to wait, and I was just like, bro, what is you doing? You knew it was coming at this time. Anyway, she comes to the car, and I remember the strike 2 was that she didn't really acknowledge me. I like to be acknowledged as a person. One thing that I could not stand is, like, you know how some people, they don't acknowledge children as people. Like, you walk up to 2 people, one's an adult, one's a child, you don't speak to the child. I was not having that. I am a person, you will speak to me, period. I don't know who I thought I was, y'all. I was crazy. I'm still a little crazy, but I got Jesus now, so I'm more manageable crazy. Okay. I remember, like, she didn't really speak to me, and I was just like, why? I don't even know you. Like, I'm old enough for you to acknowledge my presence. I'm not a baby like my cousin's son. So, and you never met me. So that was strike 2. It really was like 1.5, but whatever. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this chick or whatever. And my cousin did introduce me after she didn't acknowledge me, and she was just like, oh, this is my baby cousin. And she was just like, hi. I was just like, you know what, you're not even gonna blow my high. And that's another thing. Of course I'm not high, but by blow my high, I mean, like, you're not gonna ruin my good time. I have been hyped about going to the pool, hanging out with my cousins. You're not gonna ruin this for me, period. So we get to the pool. Like I told you, it's like top flight security, so we have to go through all these steps to get in the pool. We finally get in the pool, and I'm like so excited. So it's me, it's my cousin, it's her friend, and it's my baby cousin, which is my cousin's son. Where was that in the pool? It was like kind of the middle of the pool. We have like the kiddie side, you have the middle, which is like for people who can kind of swim but not really, and then you have like the deep end, of course, and then you have the slides and stuff. So we were kind of in the middle area because my cousin's son was young, and he had like the life jacket on, and you can only go but so far. And plus, I was a good swimmer, but I wasn't that strong, and my cousin didn't want me to die, so it was kind of like just hang around here type thing. They're doing their thing, I'm just swimming or whatever. They're doing their thing and talking and having conversations. I don't even know what they're talking about, but every now and then a subject would come up that, of course, is like a broad subject that anybody would know to comment on, you know. So I don't remember the exact conversation because I told you guys it's like so long ago, like years. But I remember it was like some type of broad conversation, and I had said something like, oh yeah, I saw this and that or whatever. And I remember the girl was just so dismissive, and I was just like, sis, you on 2.5 strikes right now. Like, I'm really trying to hold it down. Is this even happening right now? Like, I'm trying to have fun, and you're just like, why? So after that happened, I caught an attitude with her, and I remember like me and her kind of going tit for tat, not nothing serious, but just like, you know how girls be like, well, well, type thing. Like, we was going tit for tat a couple times. It was like boiling up inside of me. Like, I could feel myself getting angry because the more we was going tit for tat, the higher her attitude energy was coming towards me. And you know I was right back with it, right? I had been at the pool maybe like an hour. I wouldn't even say an hour. And I remember I was just like really annoyed. I was really, at this point, I was like pissed because I was like, this is stupid. I'm a whole child, and you going back and forth with me? Like, I was really like annoyed. I remember something happened, and she said something to me, and I was just like, you know what? I can't hold it in no more. I just remember feeling like, you know what? She thinks she's slick, huh? She thinks she cute. She thinks she's slick. She thinks she could talk to me like this because I'm a little kid and this and that. And I was like, you know what? I'm finna show her something. I'm finna show all these people in here something. I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I knew something was gonna pop off. It was like a couple of jabs she had threw at me. Not literal jabs, but like rude things she was saying. And I was like, you know what? I was just like this. Like I felt myself shaking because I was so mad. I just couldn't tolerate people. And I told y'all when I couldn't tolerate people, I would usually like escape. But in this point in case, I couldn't. So I was just like, what you finna do, girl? Somehow, some way, I had inched my way behind her. And this is why I say, do not underestimate kids, bruh. Don't do it, because a kid will have you shook. A kid will have you all the way messed up. Like, do not underestimate children just because they're young. Like, don't try kids. So basically, I had ended up like behind her, kind of in a diagonal sense, but to where her back was turned to me. And all I saw was this little wig piece. Now, I'm not sure because it happened so fast and it was so long ago. I'm not sure if it was a wig piece, glue-in, weave, a ponytail. I'm not for sure. All I know, it was detachable and it was obvious. Like, I knew it was weave, right? So she had turned her back to me, and I remember she had just said something so rude, and I was like, I can't take this no more, bro. I'm finna show her. So I took my hand and I grabbed her weave, like a piece of her weave or whatever, but I grabbed it with my whole palm. And I have big hands. I'm really tall, and at that age, even though I was young, I was still tall for my age. I grabbed all of her weave, honey. It sounds so bad. I grabbed a good chunk of her weave and I yanked it out in the middle of the pool. I did. And I remember her reaction was just kind of like, she kind of like freaked out, which, I mean, that makes sense. My cousin was just kind of like shocked, but she was actually kind of laughing. But the people that was at the pool, shockingly, they weren't really even paying attention that much. I saw a few people notice and was just like, is this for real? But it didn't get really bad until this happened. I have the weave in my hand and I'm looking at her like, and what? I have the weave in my hand and I don't know what I'm going to do next. But the next thing I know, I'm throwing her weave across the pool. I ripped the wig off her scalp. And that's so crazy because I didn't think about no glue, no edges, nothing. I snatched the wig off her scalp, held it in my hand, and then I threw it across the pool. And I threw it pretty far too, because I told you it was in like the middle part of the pool. It was literally like near the deep end when I saw where it was. And I remember she was so pissed, which, I mean, that makes sense. But I just really did not care. And I was the type of kid, like, I did not like getting in trouble. I always try to remove myself from situations because I don't want to get no charges. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want my parents to be mad at me. I don't want, like, I just don't want to disappoint, like, my family. But this instance, I did not care. I didn't care about getting in trouble at home. I didn't care about going to jail. I didn't care about if she swung on me. Like, I was literally ready for anything. And that's honestly kind of scary to be like that at 10 years old. When I threw the weave across the pool, I think my cousin was just like really shocked, because I remember she was just like, I can't believe you really did it, because I always remove myself from situations. I never go full throttle. Well, in front of my extended family. So, and I remember some people were looking, and shockingly, they weren't really laughing that much. They were more just like shocked, like, oh my gosh, are they finna scrap in the pool? Like, are they finna fight? I remember the girl was like super mad, and she acted like she maybe wanted to fight me. I'm not for sure if she would have really fought a 10-year-old, but she was pretty mad. And I remember my cousin was just like, you're not finna fight my cousin, like, she's a kid type thing. But honestly, I was ready for anything. Like, I just did not care. And plus, I told you I was really tall for my age, so I had a good bit of weight on me. Like, I could hold my own. Now, she was a lot bigger than me, but I just didn't care, child. I wasn't scared of nothing but Jesus. After that happened, we took her home, and I was in the back seat, and I remember she was still talking junk in the front seat, but I didn't even care, because I was like, that's why your wig's still in the pool now. I don't even think she went back and got it, because honestly, with so many people in that pool, like, that would have been super embarrassing. I think she just left it there. My cousin, I remember her saying something like, well, you were kind of talking junk, girl, to the girl. And I was just like, thank you. Thank you. Like, do not underestimate children. When we got back to my aunt's house, my cousin told my mama what happened or whatever, because she was gonna find out anyway. It was just better if she just told my mom what happened. But she didn't tell her like she could have told it a lot more worse than what she did. So she kind of like looked out for me, because I remember my mom, she was mad, but she was like not really that mad, like not as mad as she could have been. So I did get in trouble, but I just honestly didn't care. Like, I just didn't care. And that's why I'm just like, I thank God for Jesus in my life, guys, because I'm so much more of a calmer person. And it's so funny when like people that I know, they're like, oh, you're so nice. I'm like, you have no idea. This is a lie. I'm not a mean person. I just don't take a lot of junk. But me removing myself from situations has always worked for me. And it's just some situations you can't remove yourself in. I mean, sometimes you slip up. Like, I'm not perfect or anything like that. I definitely do slip up, and that was definitely an instance where I did when I was younger. But I have not snatched any wigs since then, so kudos to me. Yeah, I did see the girl like after that, but it was like years later. Like, I was literally almost grown then. She never mentioned it, and like low-key I was thinking like, should I apologize? But then I was just like, no. Never mentioned it, and I was just like, okay, if you ain't gonna say nothing, I ain't gonna say nothing. But if you're watching this, sorry, girl. Yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, my story time on how I snatched a wig off. I love my Queendom crew so much. Y'all are dope. We are on our way to 2K. Hey. And tell me what you think about this story time in the comments. If you want me to tell more crazy stories, because guys, I have so many. Make sure you comment below. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'll see you in the next video.